Good morning, Amelia Rhodes here, and a happy Friday to you. And I'm calling today Friendship Friday. I'm about ready to head out and go for my monthly gathering with my writers friends that I was talking about last week, and it reminded me of the fourth key to building and developing great community and friendships, and that is to make time for it. In my video last week, I shared 3 keys for building community and making new friends, and that was to pray for it, to speak up for it, and I had a third one. Now I can't remember. It's Friday. It's been a long week. But in addition to praying for it, waiting for it, speaking up for it, the last key to building good friendships is to make time for it. So I want to talk about 4 keys to make time for friendships, because we're all busy. We all have very busy lives. And it's easy to let months and months go by and we haven't connected with any of our friends or any of our community, and next thing we know, a year has gone by and we haven't seen somebody that we really care about. So the first is to have a regularly scheduled event. When we lived in Florida about 10 years ago, my husband and I started something that I think will, on our deathbed, still be something that will be a highlight of our lives, and that was a monthly pizza party. It was at a season of life where we didn't have any family around. Most of our community didn't also have family around, and we all had really little kids. Most of us were having babies and toddlers, and our kids were ages 5 and under. And we noticed that the times that we would see each other were just quick in passing at church or in passing at the grocery store, and we never really connected with our friends. And so during that really busy season, we decided to start this monthly gathering, and that's the first key in making time for friendships, is to have a regularly scheduled time that you get together. So for our pizza parties, every third Sunday night was an open invitation to any of our friends to come have pizza at our house. And we would do homemade pizza, and we would make the dough and have the sauce and the cheese, and everybody would bring toppings. And so if somebody was sick or couldn't make it that month, they knew they could make it the next month on the third Sunday. And we did that for several years, and we did not have a big house, but we would have 30 or 40 people show up, and half of those would be kids under the age of 5. But doing that, we built great friendships. It provided community for our group of friends, and everyone was welcome. It wasn't this set group from church or a set group of neighbors. And so as a result of doing this, people got to know each other that wouldn't have otherwise met. And it became this very special time in our lives. So I encourage you, one key would be to have a regularly scheduled event that people can plan on. The second key to making time for friendships, in addition to having a regularly scheduled event, is to follow your spontaneity. Last Friday, a friend called me and she said, "Hey, I'm in town. I just finished a meeting. Do you want to grab lunch?" And so we followed that spontaneity, and we had a great lunchtime together. So I think sometimes we get so caught up in our schedules that we think, oh, they're probably too busy, or I have to plan ahead. If you have an idea, or you're in town and you're near a friend, follow that spontaneity and see. And the worst they can say is no, and maybe you can set something up for later. The third key in making time for friendships is to plan along the way. So this is what I call, where are you going to be and who lives near there. So whenever we take a road trip, we look at the map and we say, who do we know that lives along this route or within an hour of this route, or who lives within an hour or two vicinity of where we're going to go on vacation. And we've had just some great experiences by adding in visits with friends that we haven't seen in a long time on road trips. We have a couple friends in Nashville, Tennessee that we catch a couple times a year when we drive to and from Florida. It just makes a great stopping place. And a lot of times it's been, hey, we're an hour out from your city. Would you want to grab a cup of coffee or dinner? And we just add a little bit extra onto our trip. So plan for it along the way. And the fourth key is just to shift your schedule. If somebody invites you to do something and you can shift your schedule to make that work, do it. So today I desperately need a haircut, obviously, and I shifted my schedule to move my haircut so I could meet up with my 4 other writer friends today. So, if it's something that isn't as high a priority, like a haircut or maybe even going to the grocery, shift your schedule and make time for community. So, building friendships and building relationships takes time, it takes work. And we have to pray for it, we have to wait for it, we need to speak up for it, but then we really do need to make time for it. And things like a regularly scheduled event that you host in your home, or maybe you meet at a coffee shop, following your spontaneity, planning for something along the way when you're going somewhere else or have a meeting somewhere else, and then shifting your schedule. Those are 4 ways that you can make time for community. And so I would love to hear in the comments how you have made time for community, things that you have done that have helped boost your friendships or build relationships with people in your town. And I look forward to chatting with you. Have a great Friday and a good weekend. And I'll see you Monday morning around 8:40 for a Monday morning meditation. Thanks for joining me.